We definitely needed to get Cleo out of the city for the day, so we jumped in the car and headed up to Harriman State Park.
So this is the second largest state park in the New York State Park system, and it's just right outside of Manhattan. We decided to take the Diamond Mountain Trail, which starts at Reeves Meadow Visitor Center. We went counterclockwise, which stopped at Pine Meadow Lake, and then climbed Diamond Mountain on the way back.
It was definitely clear that we were not the only ones who decided to get out of the city that afternoon.
But of course, we found our spot on the side of the road and made our way in.
So immediately down the trail, we were greeted by the Stony Brook River, and it was clear that Cleo was just as excited to get outside as we were.
Even though Cleo was crushing it on the trail, there were some parts we had to carry her over.
The walk on the way out probably took us longer than most, but of course, we have to let Cleo stop and smell everything.
After about 2.5 miles, we finally made it to Pine Meadow Lake.
We'd hiked all the way out there, so we had to stop and enjoy the view. But of course, Cleo had her eye on all the geese.
It was time to get back on the trail and find Diamond Mountain. It wasn't long before we found what we were looking for. The elevation gain was quick and steep. However, Cleo was in charge, and it did not take long for us to reach the top, and it was well worth it. Of course, we made sure to give Cleo plenty of water breaks since this was a pretty long hike.
I will say the view was amazing. You look out and see the entire New York City skyline.
We are about halfway through our hike, and little Cleo here has to be carried the rest of the way. Cleo does have a heart condition, and because of that, we really have to watch her energy levels and really listen to what she's basically telling us. And so she started slowing down, and it was a little too much for her. So for the rest of the hike, she'll be getting carried and pampered like the little princess she is. So we do what's best for her and really listen to her needs, but it's so important to get her out and still exercise her. That is something she can still do, but just got to keep her healthy and happy for her.
It was time to find our way back. We were a little pressed for time because we were trying to make it back to the car before it got dark.
And the trail definitely wasn't done yet. As the sun began to peek out from behind the clouds, we were given one last amazing view.
The sun was going down as we picked up our pace and headed back towards the entrance.
What we did not realize, though, is that we were going to have to scale a rock wall to get back to our car.
We ended up making it to the visitor center just before dusk in time to refill our waters and head back home.
Cleo was fast asleep the second we got back in the car.
Needless to say, getting out of the city and into nature was much needed, not only for Cleo, but also for us. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, you don't need a passport to discover the amazing things hiding right in your own backyard.